My boyfriend asked me to sell my house so we could build a future together. He was building one with his mother. I owned my home outright. Bought it at 26, fixed it up with my own hands, paid it off early because I never wanted to owe anyone anything ever again. That house was the first place in my life that was entirely mine. Then Marcus said we should combine our lives, get something bigger, start fresh together. He talked about a yard for kids, a kitchen we'd cook in every Sunday, a front porch where we'd drink coffee when we were old. I believed every word because I wanted to. He found the house. His mother found the house. Same thing apparently. It was 4 minutes from her driveway. I measured. He said that was a coincidence. I said 4 minutes isn't a coincidence, it's a leash. His mother put up the down payment, gifted it. He said, no strings. I asked whose name would be on the deed. His and his mother's. Temporarily, he said, just until we refinance and add yours. I should have stopped right there. Instead, I sold my house, took the equity, paid off my car, put the rest in savings so I could contribute when we refinanced. I moved into a home that had his mother's name on it and mine nowhere. She had a key. She didn't knock. She rearranged the kitchen the first week because my system didn't make sense to her. She threw out my shower curtain because the color clashed. She let herself in while I was sleeping, and I woke up to her folding my laundry in my bedroom. I told Marcus it was too much. He said she was just helping us settle in. I said I was settled until she moved my furniture. He said I was being ungrateful considering she put up the money. That sentence changed everything because suddenly the gift had strings, and the strings were around my neck. She started showing up for dinner every night, not asking, just arriving with groceries and cooking in my kitchen like I was the guest. Marcus would sit at the table and eat whatever she made, and never once looked at me to see if I was okay. I told him I needed boundaries, real ones. He said he'd talk to her. He didn't. I told him again. He said I was creating problems where there weren't any. I told him a third time and he finally snapped. She gave us this house. The least you can do is let her feel welcome in it. I said this isn't our house. It's yours and hers. I'm just renting a room I can't even decorate. He went quiet. Then he said something I'll never forget. If you don't like how things are, maybe you shouldn't have sold your place so fast. I stared at him, the man who asked me to sell, who planned the future that required me to give up the only security I'd ever had. Standing in a kitchen his mother rearranged, telling me I moved too fast. I started looking at apartments that week. He didn't notice. His mother did. She pulled me aside and said, I know this is hard for you, but Marcus needs family close. He's always been that way. You'll adjust. I said I don't want to adjust. I want a partner. She looked at me like I'd said something foolish. He is your partner, but I'm his mother. That comes first. It always will. 6 months later he proposed. His mother picked the ring. She booked the venue without asking me. She invited 40 people I'd never met and told me the seating chart was already done. I put deposits on everything she didn't cover. Photographer, florist, caterer, my dress, all on my credit card because his mother said the family contribution would come later. It never came. 3 months before the wedding he sat me down and said he wasn't sure anymore. Said we'd moved too fast. Said he needed space to figure things out. I asked what changed. He said nothing changed. He'd just been thinking. His mother called me the next day. I think this is for the best, honey. He wasn't ready. You pushed him. I pushed him. I gave up my home, my equity, my independence, and my peace of mind. And I pushed him. I asked about the deposits. Over $30,000 on my card. He said he'd pay me back. His mother said the family contribution was never a guarantee. I said it was promised. She said I misunderstood. I called a lawyer. She said I could pursue promissory estoppel, but it would cost me more than I'd recover and take longer than I had patience for. She said the hardest part about cases like mine is that none of it was written down because I trusted him. I moved into a studio apartment with my dog and 2 suitcases. 30 years old. No house, no ring, no savings. $30,000 in debt for a wedding that never happened in a life that was never really mine. Last month, I drove past my old house. The one I built from nothing. The one that was entirely mine. New owners had painted the front door red. There were kids' bikes in the driveway and a garden, and I didn't plant blooming in the yard I used to mow. I sat in my car for 20 minutes staring at a life I gave away because a man told me he had something better. He didn't. He had his mother.